We know there's something going on in the criminal justice system, but we're not quite literate in how that works, and we can't serve on juries. We know the juries never represent us, but we're deliberately cast aside from those juries because we're charged for everything all the time, and that's constantly used against us. And I think, I'm going to be a little bit all over the place, but I think in terms of the national conversation, that is constantly focused on trying Black people for their own murder and finding them guilty, often our children. It is really, really specifically around police accountability, understanding how the laws work for and against us, and what we're going to do about that. And does that mean, this is like, we always have, I know all of us have had this kind of reform versus revolution conversation, right? We want revolution, but that's such this big, lofty, amorphous blob. What does that look like, feel like, taste like, smell like? We want it, but we don't know what it looks like. And it's a long road to get there. So in terms of the marriage of those two, it really does mean us finding really attainable short-term and long-term goals and embedding ourselves into the halls of power and deciding what we're going to be after, what job we want, and making sure people that look, think, feel, and live like us are represented in those spaces and can clue us in. This is a bit of a modern kind of underground railroad to freedom. Is we need spies in the system. We need to figure out how it works and be able to speak the language and not constantly be so behind. And that's all of these things are easier said than done, obviously. But that means kind of picking a target, picking a star, picking a North Star, and pursuing it. And that is really helped by us at a young age, seeing folks that look like us in those positions. But I often say, growing up in the hood, none of us wanted to be astronauts because we don't know anybody that knows anybody that knows anybody that's an astronaut. It's perfectly rational to want to sling or whatever. That makes sense. You want to do things that you can do. Kids are smart. So as long as we can keep putting examples in front of them, and I think that's where artistry comes in, right? As artists, not only just dipping, just getting out and running around the world, what is your connection to your community? Our job is not to lead you. Our job is to reflect you. It is to directly keep that thread, keep that really tight tether to our communities and be representative of that. There's something very unique about, many things very unique about Blackness, obviously. I've talked about that a little bit. But is that we're unique in that we're the only community where the best of us, every other community, the best of a group is a highlight and a reflection of the best possibilities of that community. But Blackness, the best of us, whatever that means, is extracted from Blackness. Oh, you're not Black. Oh, isn't that so lovely? Oh, I don't think of you as Black. It's all good. But we get extracted out and leave everybody else behind quickly. And that puts artists and other leaders in the position where they feel like, do I speak on what just happened? Or do I risk getting slapped in the nose and the muzzle like a dog for misbehaving and get my face rubbed in it? And this fear, and I think that what we're experiencing now is folks seeing us, people don't want to be the first on the dance floor of resistance. You want to see somebody do it, try it, survive it. What about the second one, the third one? And that's our job, is to get out there and dance and to show you they don't own us anymore, period. So the more we do it, we can survive it. It can't crush us. What are they going to crush Black people and our art and our ability to communicate and lead on the planet, not in this country, in this state? Like, we can't be stopped. So we have to, it is a learned behavior to be scared, to feel less than. But it is a conditioning process. We not only are constantly made to feel that we are illegal, right? Anti-Blackness is policy. It is state policy. It's not just a bad feeling. As Stokely said, if a white man wants to lynch me, that's his problem. If he has the power to lynch me and parenthetically get away with it, that's my problem. That's what racism is, right? There's no such thing as reverse racism for that reason. It is about power and your relationship to it. So if we keep feeling like not only are we illegal, right, we can't wear our hair. Now notice how all the hair that is considered unprofessional is hair that white people can't do. That's just the way it is. That's just true, right? Like box braids, cornrows, whatever. All of everything about your being is somehow illegal. Like that's we're not having that. So we need to realize that's not something we've done. We haven't earned this. We don't deserve this. And the more we speak up about it and just do it and challenge you to, they just recently ruled dreadlocks. It's okay to fire folks for wearing dreads. the weakness is so loud. Um, but we can obviously, the weakness is very loud. But I think that generally, if we are dealing with, we are not in a neutral space as oppressed folks, as queer, trans folks, as women. We are constantly being made to feel like we don't belong here. This is not for you. We should be lucky. We should be happy to even be here, as if this is somebody else's country, and we just happen to be visiting. There's that built-in ownership mentality that you are just visiting my house, and we have to, at an early age, fight against that with our children and be able to frame the lens with which they look, their point of view. We need to frame that early. We understand childhood development, the first 5 years. We understand that it's really important to make our kids feel like they really have a chance. That means also, it also means reframing what we consider education. What really is education? And whose responsibility is that? There's a difference between things being your fault and being your responsibility. This ain't our fault. Is it our responsibility? Like, we can't keep relying on these schools to knowingly fail us. We know they're failing us if they know they're failing us. That this, integration, we just said this recently, we did a docuseries about resegregating schools. And there's this kind of constant myth that we folks wanted integration like we just wanted to sit next to white people. Like, it's because you won't fund the fucking school unless there's a white person sitting next to you. That's why. So, knowing that, and that's not our fault. We didn't do that. But we can attempt to do something about that and supplement that, what we consider education. When I taught continental African history to very young kids, and watched it, just as it did me when my dad taught it to me, completely change their posture and outlook in the world. You watch it physically occur. They changed the way they sat, looked, thought, ate, interacted with each other in a matter of weeks. Those ain't Greek columns. This is you're a global citizen. We are absolutely a part of this community. We know that we're getting robbed. We know that we're getting exploited. We know that they're constantly conning us out of our own bodies, minds, and spirits. But it's hard to do something about that if you don't have the tools in your toolbox. So I do think it really is about not trying to solve everything. Oppression is a really beautifully evil, mangled, fabric of tentacles. That it's whack-a-mole, right? You can fix this one, you can fix housing, but it ain't doing nothing about police accountability, which is nothing about patriarchy. There's so many things going on that it feels so intimidating and daunting that we're just tired, and I just want to turn on some ratchet-ass music and go to the club. For real. Like, it's too much. It's too much. We are all living with not post-traumatic stress, pervasive traumatic stress disorder. For real. And it's so heavy that folks just want to cop out. Like, there's too much work to do. We can't get work to begin with. We can't feed our families. We can't survive. So I would I say that to not make it feel even heavier, but to just kind of pick something that is a specific interest to you and figure out a way that you can have an impact on it with your 3 homies, your 2 cousins that you talk to, whatever. Just at least just getting your intellectual weight up. We need to return. Intellectual rigor is it. We need to know what we're talking about, just not just know how bad we feel about it. All right, no more of this like, yeah, but we were kings though. Like, it's true. What king? What kingdom? Liani? Some guy? What are you talking about? What? No, want more, demand more of ourselves to be able to actually articulate. Then you think you feel good saying we were kings. That's true. You will feel so much better, I promise you, if we actually spend time holding ourselves to account and learning everything that we have contributed and continue to contribute to this planet. That's a lot. There's nowhere to stop in this, but I love you all. So glad that you're here and that you're here.